What's going on, guys? It's Marcus here with Discover Ignite, and today I actually want to talk about a topic evolving around college. Should you go to college? Now, this particular question I think is extremely important because a lot of younger people, even adults to this age, they really question, should they even go to college? And my answer, I'll be honest, has changed, right? About probably 10 years ago, I would have said yes. Nowadays, I'm not so sure. But before we actually dive into this topic, I want you to take the information I give you and actually really think about it, right? Really see what fits for you, because ultimately that's what it's about. It is your choice. This is something that you need to do. Now, I didn't actually, go to college until I was in my early 30s. I did start college right after high school. I did a couple courses. I ended up dropping out, going in the military, serving 8 years in the military, only to come just before I got out, actually starting back in college, achieving my associates and then eventually my bachelor's degree online. Now, I, again, do have a bachelor's degree, and for myself, right, I think college opens doors, and maybe not as much as it used to before, and I still think we are in that transition to where college is much needed, right? College is something that a lot of people look for on resumes. Now, even resumes are slowly, disappearing as well. But the biggest thing here I think you should understand is that I believe it's going to be a while before college is completely eliminated, right? At least another decade before, college isn't the thing anymore. I know even right now it's slowly transitioning out. A lot of young people, they don't want to deal with the debt, right? You don't want to go to college and have all this tremendous debt only to work years on end just trying to pay it off. And that's rightfully so, right? You don't want to start life out on that foot. Now, there are a lot of different courses out there today. A lot of them aren't the greatest, right? You got to go through a lot of garbage before you actually find good courses, but I do believe you can learn better on some of these other educational things as opposed to actually going to college. Now, if you are the kind of person that feels like you need a structured environment, I think college is for you. Because if you are a person that can't be motivated enough to be constantly learning and doing things, I think then, yes, that, it's going to be hard to try to learn on your own. And so I do believe you should go to college. Now, do I believe you should be going to some, big name university? I don't think so, right? Unless you are purposely trying to become a lawyer or a doctor for whatever reason, even that still to this day, that is not my realm, but I would highly think that, if you really don't care where you're going, I would just go to community college, right? Knowledge is knowledge. And sometimes I find that places that you don't really think the knowledge is probably the best is actually some of the best places that I have gathered knowledge from, right? And I've found some really great resources, and especially nowadays with the internet, so much is changing that there is so much free knowledge out there, right? And who honestly wants to go into debt? Now, I myself was lucky enough to have joined the military, so they paid for my college. And so I essentially just went back to college because I wanted that opportunity open, right? Because a lot of people do require it, even though they don't seem to really care, right? They don't really care. They just want they want to eliminate a lot of people at the door because they don't want to deal with all those people. And so this is just something to really think about. And again, it's something that I believe you should choose to do. If you want to go that route, then go that route. If you don't want to go that route, I still think it's extremely important to be consistently learning. Even if you do go to college, I think you should be constantly learning after that fact. And that's where a lot of people, I think, fail as well, is after college, they think it's all done and over with when education is a consistent thing. So if you're a motivated person that can learn on their own and be driven to go out and learn a skill, a valuable skill, right? A high income skill, then I think you should go that route, right? If you, again, are someone that needs the structure and perhaps wants to become a lawyer or a doctor or something like that, then yes, I do believe you should go the college route. I think either one is perfectly okay. Again, I think in 10 years, this conversation will be completely different, and maybe even different in 5 years. Stuff changes so dramatically. But I think there's so many people in higher positions that essentially guide our educational system, that gatekeeper. And until that changes, right, until that position of power is changed, and then you get someone a lot younger in there, a millennial or someone in there, into the position like that, where, you know, the regulations aren't so crazy that you have to go to college. I think, you know, college is still something that a lot of people are going to require. So this is something you have to understand. Do I think it's gonna eliminate some things? But I think nowadays we have to understand that, you know, just life in general, right, is changing and is constantly evolving. And to understand that and to realize that, you know, you don't need to have a college degree to make lots of money. And a lot of people are realizing that, and that is something you need to actually look into and to pursue. And it's even something that I have thought about, right? I've changed. I didn't get my degree till I was older. And even now, right, I'm almost 40 now. And now I'm really thinking about other different things, like, you know, there's many other ways to make money. Like, you don't have to go the college route. You just have to open your perspectives, right? And so I just want to give you some information that you can actually sit and think about, because it's extremely important. And I know a lot of people in your life are probably trying to guide you into going back to college, or perhaps your work is trying to guide you to go back to college, or for whatever reason. It's totally your choice, right? If you feel like you want to go, then go. If you feel like, no, you don't want to, they can learn other places, then do that. But it's ultimately your decision. You're the one that has to be happy with it. Are you going to dedicate, you know, 2, 4, 8 years, whatever the case is, to college? That's up to you. Or are you going to be that person that's going to be driven to continue learning by yourself and, you know, pave your own way? Now, but going that way can be scary, but you know what? You have to do what you got to do, right? You have to do what's going to make you happy. And again, this is ultimately your decision. Don't allow other people to push you in a specific direction. Do what makes you happy. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you guys later.